Welcome to the overview of BrickStor SP's Hub Central. I'm going to log into Hub Central right now for a demo instance we have, and using my domain account. I could also have this use multi-factor authentication, but in this case, I chose to just have a simple login. And right away, we're taken to the dashboard. And we can see in this particular instance, I'm connected with Hub Central and managing an HA cluster as well as a VM over here, which is BrickStor 01. So right away, we get the health and status of those BrickStores. Green means everything's great. Blue means there's something informational. So in this case, there's an OS update. Red means there's something to take care of. So we can see there's a license issue. I happen to know that that's an expired license in this particular case. And then, what's going on. So when we do click things here, we're taken immediately to that page on that appliance to manage it. So in this case, we're seeing our latest long-term assessor, our off-hours accessor. We see that off-hours access by Johnny at Racktop demo. In this case, he accessed data in a period of time that's outside of his normal work hours. And so right from here, we could dig into that if we desired and see what's going on as well. I can even acknowledge that. So we go back to the dashboard and we go down here. We can see how many open incidents are there. We can see the number of active users logged into Hub. So in this case, it's just me. But right away, we get that kind of dashboard appliance where we can dive into things. We can also easily add more appliances to this dashboard so we can manage our fleet of BrickStores quite easily. So to demonstrate how easy we can do that, I'm going to click over into this appliance over here, a new appliance that is not in Hub Central yet, and log into this one myself. So I log in here, I go into the System tab, and here's where I can actually connect to a Hub Central unit. So I'm going to give it the IP address of my Hub Central, get an authorization key, so it's going to connect me to that. Hub Central knows that that appliance wants to connect. I'm going to allow it. It gives me the key here. So now I can go back to that appliance, the local appliance page, paste in that authorization key, use this address for it that I'm going to connect to, and boom, now I'm connected. Now, if I go to Hub Central's dashboard, I'm going to see the not just the three I saw before, the HA clusters and the VM, but now I see this BrickStor 11 as well. I see there's a couple warnings which are indicated in orange there, so I can see the incident. I can see that somebody used the generic account. You saw me log in with that BSR admin, which is a generic and not a named account. So, that could be less than desired. So we can see that is there as well. And then also we can see there's some health issues and things like that about the configuration. So right from here, we can dive into the health diagnostics if desired to manage and configure that right from here too. But I just want to give you a quick overview of what you can do from Hub Central. It gives you all the capabilities you have on your Hub Local, which is basically what you connect to directly and runs on the appliance. But this gives you that fleet management capability as well. One other cool feature in Hub Central and Hub is that you can navigate directly to menus right from here. So if I want to go to the data set menu, for instance, I can navigate to that right from here as well. Maybe I like this menu and I want to make it a quick link. I can star that as well so that when I'm in my dashboard, that data set comes up as a quick link so I can immediately click on that and get back to that anytime. Those are personalized per login for each user as well. So as you look at Hub Central, you have a few things, right? You have the major menus over here, right? So I have my data sets where I manage and provision new data sets, and you're used to that. I have my pools where I manage the, physical drives or the LUNs or capacity I'm connected to. So I can look at the pools there on a physical environment. I'll see the, virtualized view of the physical rack enclosures and things like that. I can manage the drives, including encryption keys, key rotation, crypto erase drives, put drives into a RAID group. All that stuff's manageable right through here as well. Of course, I have my data protection policies where I, configure all of my data protection policies that set how frequently I'm taking snapshots, how long I'm retaining those snapshots, and all of that information as well. So we can see, what data protection policies are currently set on each data set I have here as well. And I can also manage my snapshot replication and manage what's going on here as well. So I can see what snapshots are being replicated and going to other hosts and things like that as well. check out the Snapshot replication video for more details and information on that as well. We can also see kind of what's going on, if there's any live transfers in progress, as well as the transfer logs of what's transferred over the historical period of time. And of course, in our marquee features, we have our active defense capabilities as well. From the overview, we see all of the stuff that's going on with related to incidents that are acknowledged, unacknowledged, recently closed, and what's being protected. But if we go into our UB dashboard, we can see what's happening in real time on each pool. So in this particular case, we can see the amount of activity. It's a Saturday, so not a lot of exciting stuff going on today, but there are some users doing some things, right? We can see Johnny at Racktop demo account accessing some data over SMB. We see an ADM account as well. And then we also see Cindy accessing data. So we can actually log in and see exactly what she's been doing and see those top recent files and kind of the level of activity. Or we can even see what are the most active data sets as well. So in addition to seeing the active users, we can see the active data sets here. So we can see this hub video has a lot of activity and what's going on there as well. We can also dive deeper and actually create activity reports for this, seeing what's happening in real time, and create that report and open that up and see this, which is also, of course, exportable. So we could export that to a variety of formats, from CSV to Excel to PDF, or printed as well. So some new and improved reporting and formatting for sure in this version of Hub. Of course, you have your incidents where we manage all the incidents. We get our detailed view over here, the time it was detected, the incident ID, the type of incident detected, whether it's administrator access read or off hours access, the threat level, and then the implicated accounts and client IPs, and then the current status of that incident. Has it been acknowledged, unacknowledged, closed, all that good stuff right there. And as you get into situations where you might have blocked users and hosts, you can see that here as well. And something also that's cool is when there is a blocked user, you'll see an alert up here where we have licensing now showing that we have actual blocked users and clients on any screen you're on within Hub Central as well. Of course, we can manage our incident rules, and then we can also create detailed user behavior reports, whether those are raw operations or if you want something like a summary report to see what's going on for a period of time, you can do that from here as well and get a cool view. And these are interactive where you can drill in and see more and get more detailed reports from here as well. And then we have our system tab. So this is where you're able to do all those things like configure the BrickStor anywhere from the HA cluster settings to auditing of who's accessing the system, managing encryption for drives and data sets and keys. Your network configuration is all done from here as well. And then, of course, services. One new feature with Hub is the ability to look through logs in real time through the web user interface. So, for instance, if I wanted to look at a particular log from here, I can do that. So let's say I want to go into Snapd maybe. I can actually, right from here, click on this and view the daemon log, and I can change my log level as well. So right now I'm at info. I can go to a more detailed version and see what's happening in real time on this as well. I can also pause it so it's not scrolling with it and go investigate what's happening. So a lot more visibility and management functions within the BrickStor and Hub with this latest version in 23.7. You can do all of the time and configuration. You can look up users and groups. So this is connected to Active Directory. So I can look up users and groups right from here, who's in that domain, and see what they're members of and things like that. And then, of course, we have our mail settings for alerts as well as webhooks. So if you want to connect it into things like Teams or Slack, all that allows you to put those alerts for whether it's health and status or security incidents into here, so it can integrate with your existing infrastructure and environment. I can perform OS updates right from here. This is in a lab system, so I get both our future versions as well as the current release versions right here too as well. And then we have our OS update history. This allows you to see what version of the OS you are running for a particular time. And that's valuable from a troubleshooting perspective. If there was an issue that went away or was created or started to happen, maybe you want to see what happened and what version of the OS you were running at that time. And of course, you also have your boot history, so you can see not only when the system booted, but also what version it was running throughout that time. So, and then from here, you have, that hub view of all the things. You can see all the appliances that are connected, the peer relationships of those appliances. So if you're replicating data or data sets, that's all indicated through here. And I'll talk more about that in a special video on replication and peer connectivity. And then, of course, you have your active users logged into Hub and the active logins, as well as failed logins. We want to see if people are trying to log in that maybe shouldn't as well. So that's all for this overview video. There's a lot of exciting stuff in this new release. We hope you check it out. And if you don't already own BrickStor, maybe you should try a Jumpstart.